So what is going to win at the 77th Emmys in the limited or anthology series categories? Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the Awards Contender. This is my final Emmy predictions video of the season. I've already talked about comedy series and drama series. Now we are going over the limited or anthology series categories. So much great work here, especially one show you're going to hear about a lot in this video. Sorry, I might be repeating myself a little bit here, but the heart wants what it wants, and there is one truly landmark limited series we got in the last year. Let's begin with Best Supporting Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series. The nominees are Javier Bardem, Monsters, Bill Camp, Presumed Innocent, Owen Cooper, Adolescence, Rob Delaney, Dying for Sex, Peter Sarsgaard, Presumed Innocent, and Ashley Walters, Adolescence. So this is an excellent category, some wonderful performances here. I really enjoyed Bardem in Monsters. He was one of my favorite parts of that show. He is always fascinating to watch as an actor, no matter what he shows up in. I really liked him in that. The series, it was good, it wasn't great. So I don't think that show is going to win anything big. Presumed Innocent, I enjoyed on Apple TV+. I was happy to see that get some nominations. I don't think that show wins much either, maybe something in the technical categories, but I really liked it while I watched it, but I haven't really thought about it since. Some shows are like that. You enjoy them as you are going through the episodes, and then it's over and you're on to the next, and that's about it. But I really like that one. I'm happy it's here. Adolescence, I will be talking about a lot in this video. I apologize in advance, because that absolutely blew me away a few months ago. I had been hearing about it for a few weeks, and I was like, what is this show? Why is everybody talking about this? It's 4 episodes long, and it's about this child who may or may not have committed murder, and I'm like, yeah, that'll be interesting. Let me give it a go. And I watched that over a single weekend. Every moment of that series was astonishing. The performances, the writing, the directing. I very rarely make videos about television on this YouTube channel, but I had to do a review for that show. And I called it a masterpiece. I still believe it's one of the best things I've watched, film or TV, in 2025. And so yes, in Best Supporting Actor, I am going to predict an actor from this show. I really enjoyed Ashley Walters in that, and I'm happy he got nominated. But Owen Cooper, come on. Owen Cooper has this in the bag, right? He has to win this. Unless Academy members are averse to giving a major prize to a kid. Unless that's a problem, which it shouldn't be. It shouldn't matter how young or old you are to win an Emmy. I think he has to win this, right? He's got those 2 episodes of the 4, and he is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if that show was shot in a normal style, cutting back and forth between actors, his performance would still be unbelievable. Just amazing that every episode is shot in one long take without a cut for 40 minutes, 50 minutes longer. And he is able to remember all of that dialogue and deliver it beautifully, perfectly. He's so chilling in that show. And I was wowed by his performance, more so than anyone else in that cast, and everybody's great. Owen Cooper deserves this Emmy trophy 100%, and I think he's winning it. My final prediction for Best Supporting Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series is Owen Cooper, Adolescence. Alright, next up is Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are Erin Doherty, Adolescence, Ruth Negga, Presumed Innocent, Deidre O'Connell, The Penguin, Chloe Sevigny, Monsters, Jenny Slate, Dying for Sex, and Christine Tremarco, Adolescence. So I don't know about you. I think Adolescence is going to do well at this year's Emmys. Because it got so many nominations, they could have just nominated 2 actors from the show in these categories and maybe overlooked a few other performances. That we have, again, 2 more people from the show in Supporting Actress. I think Adolescence is winning at least 2 or 3 major prizes. That would be shocking to me if it didn't win anything, the prizes went to other things. I'd be like, what? No, I think it takes at least one acting prize, if not two. Can Adolescence win here in supporting actress? It can. I think if one of these actresses takes it, if Adolescence does really well on Emmys night, Erin Doherty, I think, will win this. As the psychiatrist, that very memorable episode, it's just Erin Doherty and Owen Cooper back and forth for almost an hour, right? And Doherty is incredible. I would love to see her take this. She might well win. Like, I have her in second place here. I think she's like the second most likely to win. Ruth Negga was very good on Presumed Innocent. I don't think she takes this. Chloe Sevigny, again, Monsters was solid. It wasn't great. So I don't think she takes this either. I think this one is going to Jenny Slate for Dying for Sex. I just watched that finally a few weeks ago. Absolutely loved it. It was so good. A brilliant mix of comedy and drama all the way through. There's really a fine line, right? It's a show about cancer and dying, and it's very funny, but it's also very moving, a wonderful cast, also including Sissy Spacek, who is memorable on that too. But Jenny Slate, as the main character's friend, she is as good as Michelle Williams. Even though Williams has like the bigger part, like she's dying, you know, any show that's really great, it's up for some Emmys, and like the main person in it is slowly dying. Like that feels in every way like an Emmy-winning performance. Jenny Slate's character is there for her friend. She really goes out of her way to make this process as tolerable for her as possible. Like, she really comes into her own as an actress on this show, Jenny Slate. I've always really liked her. Of course, we were introduced to her on SNL, and she's done some movies, some TV. I've always really enjoyed her, but this for me is by far her best performance to date. Like, by the end of the series, I was like, give her the Emmy. She's doing very remarkable work in Dying for Sex. It's not just Michelle Williams. Jenny Slate is as good. So, I mean, outside of Adolescence just overtaking everything and Erin Doherty wins, that wouldn't surprise me. Doherty might take this instead. I am slightly leaning toward Jenny Slate. As long as they go for Dying for Sex in two of these big categories, I think Slate is going to win, and she deserves it. My final prediction to win Best Supporting Actress in a limited or anthology series is Jenny Slate's Dying for Sex. Okay, now we have Best Lead Actor in a limited or anthology series. The nominees are Colin Farrell, The Penguin, Stephen Graham, Adolescence, Jake Gyllenhaal, Presumed Innocent, Brian Tyree Henry, Dope Thief, and Cooper Koch, Monsters. Alright guys, this is the toughest category to call in this video. Because if you have watched Adolescence, Stephen Graham is heartbreaking at the very end. That final moment where he cries, like, that is unbelievable, astonishing television. He is so moving all throughout the series, but especially at the end. And I feel like that final scene might give him the win here. If Owen Cooper is winning supporting actor, it feels right to me that Stephen Graham wins lead actor. I think those two go well together. I think if Adolescence wins Best Limited Series, it'll feel weird to me if Graham does not take actor, but you have Colin Farrell here in The Penguin. And he is all over that series, a transformative performance physically, emotionally. He's won at least a couple big prizes for that already, right? Was it the Golden Globes in January? I think he won there. And it's just like, I mean, you watch any scene of Farrell in The Penguin, and you were like, that's Colin Farrell? You know, it doesn't look like him. It doesn't sound like him. You know, we knew in the movie The Batman from 2022. Like, boy, does he disappear into that character, and he does it again on The Penguin for multiple episodes. So, I don't know. I'm like, Graham is very good throughout Adolescence, and he's great at the end, like where it really matters, right? The conclusion to the series. So because of that ending, Graham makes sense to me. But I also might be overthinking this. Colin Farrell might just have this in the bag, no matter how much the Penguin wins in other categories. Even if this is the Penguin's only big win on Emmys nights, I think Farrell probably wins this. The other three are just happy to be here. Jake Gyllenhaal, Brian Tyree Henry, and Cooper Koch. Again, I very much enjoyed Presumed Innocent. I am a lifelong Jake Gyllenhaal fan. If this was like lesser competition, I might be predicting Gyllenhaal because he was excellent on that. But I don't think he can do it. Brian Tyree Henry, I watched some of Dope Thief. I adore this actor with my full heart. I just think the competition is too fierce. Same thing with Cooper Koch, who has that one dynamite episode where it's like mostly done in one long shots and he's just talking and he's crying and it's really quite something. I'm happy he got in here and I'm excited to see what he does next. But I think this category comes down to Farrell and Graham, and I do think it's close. Maybe it's not close. Maybe Farrell is way out in front. I don't know. But even though I want to predict Stephen Graham, he would be my choice here if I was voting. This is a predictions video, and I just don't think he can overtake Farrell. I think Colin Farrell is going to win this for his amazing performance in The Penguin. I think that's happening. So my final prediction in Best Actor is Colin Farrell, The Penguin. And now we have Best Actress in a limited or anthology series. The nominees are Cate Blanchett, Disclaimer, Megan Fahey, Sirens, Rashida Jones, Black Mirror, Kristen Milioti, The Penguin, and Michelle Williams, Dying for Sex. Can I just say something about the picture that is being used on the Emmys website for Cate Blanchett? She looks like she's 17 years old. Talk about airbrushed. Oh my God. So I'm happy Blanchett is here for a show that did underwhelm to some extent. Alfonso Cuarón created, wrote, directed Disclaimer on Apple TV Plus, and that man does not make very much stuff. It's like every 5 to 7 years, we're lucky for something. And so many years after Roma, he comes back with Disclaimer, and I was so excited. I was counting the days, and then I watched it, and I liked it, but it didn't really stick with me. It was very slow at times. I don't know. Disclaimer, let's be honest, that could have been better. Blanchett was excellent in it. She deserved this nomination, but she is not winning this. I just watched Sirens a couple weeks ago on Netflix. That was a short one. 5 episodes, I think it was. And Fahey was absolutely the highlight of that show. Julianne Moore was good too. Kevin Bacon was solid. But if we're going to nominate someone from that show, Megan Fahey makes sense. So I'm happy she's nominated here too. I just think because both Disclaimer and Sirens are not really showing up anywhere else, that the nominations are the wins for those two. Rashida Jones is really good in that Black Mirror episode. That was one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes of the last few years. And she was really moving in that. She's got a lot to play from beginning to end. She's dying and then she's allowed to live again. But because it's Black Mirror and, there's a twist and science fiction and everything, she has a lot to do dramatically in that all the way to the end. So I could see Jones being the dark horse here. If they call her name as the winner, I will not be shocked. I won't be like, what? But I do have her in third place now. I think Best Actress in limited or anthology series this year comes down to Milioti or Williams. And for me, it's how much are they going to love The Penguin? I feel like they might say, let's give The Penguin Best Actor to Farrell. He is the face of that show. And Milioti just stays like a nominee here. I do have her in second place right now, slightly. I think she's competitive. She was excellent on that. She also had a lot to do in that series. And I was really taken with her performance. But I am a lifelong Michelle Williams fan. Have been since Dawson's Creek. It has been so exciting watching her career continue to blossom year after year, decade after decade in film and TV. And Michelle Williams gave another tour de force performance in Dying for Sex. She is incredible as always, so good, like showing this woman's progression to learning she has cancer again, and this time she's not going to bounce back. The way she really presents her agency, her desire to live out her remaining days her way and no one else's way, it's really moving all the way to that last episode. I do think Dying for Sex is one of Michelle Williams' finest achievements as an actress. And she has gotten 5 Academy Award nominations. She's won at the Emmys before, of course, for Fosse Verdon when she played Gwen Verdon, and she was also great in that. But just because she's won an Emmy before for a completely different kind of series, a different character, that shouldn't mean she just has to be a nominee this time, can't win a second, right? I think she's deserving of a second, and outside of MacLeod overtaking her, I really do think enough Academy members are going to watch Dying for Sex and say, yep, Michelle Williams gets another trophy this time around. So my final prediction for Best Actress is Michelle Williams, Dying for Sex. Alright, before I get to Best Limited or Anthology Series, a few more categories to talk about. Best Television Movie. I watched all 5 of these, and oh my god, you guys. I mean, one of these was so bad, I'm like, how did this get an Emmy nomination for anything? I am talking about The Gorge. The Gorge was painful to sit through, and I was like, well, to rate this on Letterboxd, I need to watch the whole thing, so I did finish it, and boy, I gave it like an extra half star for Sigourney Weaver's hair in that. You know, so it got that. Why is that nominated here? Are there so few like really good television movies every year that we can't find something else in this category? It is very odd to me. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, that should have been a theatrical film. It's weird that that's here. Mountainhead was okay, kind of dull. Nana's I did enjoy, I have to be honest. It's kind of frothy and forgettable, but it's a good food movie. Like, does Nana's win this? I don't think so. The best film here is Rebel Ridge. That's a really good story, well acted, well paced. I think Rebel Ridge will take this. It's the best movie in the category. So outside of maybe Mountainhead winning, it's got a good cast and, you know, it came out right at the end of Emmy voting and stuff. I don't know, maybe Mountainhead takes this. My final prediction to win Best Television Movie is Rebel Ridge. Now we have Best Writing for a Limited or Anthology Series, and part of me thought about predicting Black Mirror here. It's the episode with Rashida Jones, and it's very good. It's a great concept. It's delivered like on a very high level of writing, and I think that Black Mirror could maybe take this. I don't know. Do I go against Adolescence at all at this point with these final 3 categories? I feel like Adolescence might just sweep here, you guys, in terms of writing and directing and show. Like, I think Adolescence probably wins. Are they going to spread the wealth? That's the question. Maybe Black Mirror can win in writing. Maybe The Penguin wins in directing and then Adolescence takes limited series or something. Like that could happen. And I feel like in these final 3 categories I'm talking about, if there's something Adolescence can lose, it's writing. Black Mirror, that episode was so imaginative and it was really well done, like on a writing level as a script, you know. But now as I think about it, I'm like, Brian, just go with the big one. That might win these 3 categories here. So my final prediction to win in writing is Adolescence. Same thing in Best Directing. Adolescence has to win in directing, right? You know, I mean, I know the cinematography and the directing of those 4 episodes are different things. They're not just one and the same. You have The Penguin nominated twice in directing. That makes me wonder, maybe they'll go with The Penguin. Maybe it'll take one of these 2. But I'm just like, that would be the only one. I think the only thing that can beat Adolescence in directing is The Penguin. I am going to go with Adolescence again. I think the directing of Adolescence is astonishing and deserves to win here. So my final prediction to win Best Directing is, of course, Adolescence. And finally, that takes me to my final Emmy prediction of the year, Best Limited or Anthology Series. The nominees are Adolescence, Black Mirror, Dying for Sex, monsters, and the Penguin. And I think you know what I'm going to be predicting, right? This is not going to be a mystery, a shocker at all. You know, there's not much to say. I think the Penguin is probably in second place. Kind of like with directing, kind of like with a handful of categories. The Penguin often is in second. If Adolescence wasn't here, I think I would be predicting the Penguin to win more things. Right now, it is just Colin Farrell in Best Actor. Maybe it'll take something else in these big categories. Right now, I just have Farrell. I have Adolescence winning in Supporting Actor. I have Adolescence winning in Writing and Directing. I just think Adolescence is by far, not just by a little, like by far, the best series in this category. It is one of the landmark television events of the last year. And for anything else to win limited or anthology series, I will be like, what? I will be like, are you freaking kidding me? You know, if Adolescence can win one thing, well, two things, okay. If the show can only win two, it's Owen Cooper in Supporting Actor and its best limited or anthology series. I really enjoyed all 5 of these. They all deserve to be here, but come on, there is just one winner here, and it's Adolescence. One of the best things I have seen in a long, long time. I can't wait to watch it again. My final prediction to win at the 77th Emmy Awards on September 14th in Best Limited or Anthology Series is Adolescence. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and let me know in the comments below what are your final predictions in the limited or anthology series categories, and I will see you next time at the Awards Contender.